Randall Shriver, the Assistant Secretary of Defense for Asian and Pacific Security Affairs, said today to Senate lawmakers that the war in Afghanistan will cost $45 billion this year. And adding to the statements he already made, he said that $13 billion would be used for American forces in that country, $5 billion for Afghan forces, and $780 million for economic and other logistical supporting factors. Now, I have in the past criticized Trump. I've criticized Obama. Ironically enough, people who saw my State of the Union reaction video drew the conclusion that I'm some kind of Democratic loyalist. And when you see those comments, and I think a lot about the Trump supporters I've interacted with, a lot of them have this idea in their head, and it is founded in a sense that things have actually changed by him getting elected, which and to some extent they have. That's more so of a cultural impact than a policy one. But you look at this, and when you know the history of this war, you know that it's been going on for its third consecutive administration. This war has been going on since I was 3 years old, and it was under Bush, continued under Obama, and now it's under Trump. Now, when you see that war, when you see the same types of rhetoric being applied to fighting it, to being involved with it, to continuing it, to festering it, and you have these people that still sit in their houses within the U.S. and turn their TV on and go and read some article online from Breitbart about the great change of the U.S. under Trump and his tenure. You know that they genuinely believe things are different. And I'm saying this as someone who's not a Democrat, Republican. Both parties suck. On average, they have a couple of members of both that are decent. Trump is not one of them. His foreign policy, as it pertains to any country in the Middle East, is carbon copy, word for word, verbatim of Obama's, with the exception of the Jerusalem being made Israel's capital or being named that. That's it. And it's just sad that you see all this cash being funneled to this conflict that's going into its second decade in a few years, 17th year. And people will tell you about, we just don't have the cash to make any domestic programs. We just can't use the money to put people through school. We just don't have the money for, the homeless. We just don't have the money for anything that benefits anyone that actually lives in this country. Heck, you have people that go and fight those wars, come back over here, and they're screwed up, and they're told, "Hey, veterans, we can't do anything for you." And Trump actually was able to seize on that and make it appear as if he cared about veterans, which was, more conman antics on his end, but whatever. So my point is that when I see this amount of cash being funneled to a conflict that is well past its prime, well past its purpose, and really should have never been fought in the first place, and there being such a minimalistic response to it by both people opposed to Trump and people who supposedly support him, it really turns my stomach. And I will criticize Obama and Bush for this as well. But don't think for 2 seconds that change happened, especially when it comes to foreign policy. It is the exact same